Hextall, the netminder. Flipped an easy pass by Howe. Howe has to back up now with Ryan Walter in for checking. Ludwig's pass to Walter. Walter got it back. Good! Canadiens got the first goal after the Flyers were pressing, and it's 1-0. 2:28 the time of the first goal, though. Down at the other end, and here's a scrap breaking out. Sutter and Bobby Smith. Kordic poked at it. He's away. Kordic trying to shake off Eklund. And he got a weak shot away. That's blocked by Hextall. And Kordic was flattened after he took that weak shot. Carbonneau shoots one in for Montreal. Hextall trapped it behind the net. And he lost it against Carbonneau. Carbonneau couldn't center it. Derek Smith had him stopped. And the net is off the magnets. And there's a scrap in the corner. Nilan.
A lot of people in Montreal have wondered about Chris Nilan. 4 games in the series, a minor and a major penalty at 21 minutes in 2 games in the regular season against Philadelphia. Well, right here, he gets into a scrap. But Harry, I thought the key in all of that was Derek Smith checking on Carbonneau because Hextall was way out of position. Gainey was in front of the net. And what a job Smith did to prevent Carbonneau from passing the puck in front of the net.
He got a bit of luck as Carbonneau could not get the puck off the boards.
Major penalties here. McCrimmon takes over. To Eklund, he gets it out to Tocchet. Down across center ice to Propp, and he was nailed hard by Chelios. And that'll get them all together.
Well, we have seen Montreal somehow. Jean Perron has got them in a nasty mood. And I think they have to add this dimension to their team if they want to prolong this series. And there was a great example of it as Propp was hurled into the boards with no mercy in mind.
And I noticed as the whole thing ended, Tocchet and John Kordic, who's on the bench, exchanged some verbal unpleasantries.
Well, watch this. Here's the original penalty. Chelios comes awfully late, and not too often can you get under Propp's stick like he did there. And that's one penalty. Now you're going to see 22 for Philadelphia come roaring in to get the other one. Because we're not going to see it.
Of this opening period, are leading 1-0. 7.5 minutes left in the period. Zessel waved off. Brown is in against Strudlin. Puck dropped in, and Philadelphia. Derek Smith rolled it into Zessel. Zessel can't get loose for his shot. Hayward reaches out to knock into the corner. Zessel centered. They score! Smith got the goal, but dogged work by Zessel set it up. Bobby Smith to the corner. Away from Marsh. Bobby Smith back of the net. Lemieux comes in to help him. Smith gets the puck loose again. Around the goal a second time. Now he centers and Robinson waits. Scores! Robinson drills the high shot. And the Canadiens get a power play goal. And they lead it 2-1.
And Hextall hammered Claude Lemieux, who had been screening him on the play. Lemieux ended up on the ice after the goal went in. And Hextall dropped on Lemieux, trying to get a 1-2-3 pin.
He tried to jam his stick down Lemieux's throat is what he did. See, there's Lemieux, 32, trying to fend off Crossman. The puck goes through those 3 players. Hextall missed it or didn't see it. Now watch Hextall after he gets him down. The stick right down your throat, he says, if you do this again.
Easy.
And it's knocked away, but Ludwig at the blue line, trying to keep it in. And does. Brown failed to pick it up. Now they hold it on the boards just inside the line. And here we go again.
Brown, who hasn't played very much, didn't take too kindly to being run into the boards in front of the Montreal bench. And as you could see, he shot back with his elbow. I wonder if Dave Newell called him.
Hockey Night in Canada, a Stanley Cup tradition. Carson for Philadelphia. His pass going all the way down the ice. And Kordic is back. Look out! He hit Hayward with it. He turned and fired the puck, hoping to get it out, and Hayward wasn't even watching, and it nearly went in, and it's almost, well, what, a year ago?
I'm not going to mention it, but we know what anyone who's a hockey fan knows what we're talking about.
We'll leave that alone.
Well, I'll tell you, Kordic had he'll forget that shift as quickly as he can. Before this happened, He made a very bad pass across from one corner out toward the front of his net. The Flyers almost cashed in.
Up the center is Bob Gainey. He's coming in there with Dahlin. Gainey to Dahlin, a good play. Here's Ludwig moving in. And here's Robinson, right in. Centered, they score! Beautiful play by Larry Robinson. He might have had the shot himself, but he saw the man open, and the Canadiens lead now 3-1.
Two defensemen in on the play like that. Harry Neal is laughing. There was a very good heads-up play, two of them, Gainey, but actually Dahlin, I thought, Harry, he waited and he saw Robinson coming off the bench. And that's when he picked it up. Look at the move by the defenseman to the defenseman.
A great move by Larry Robinson, who I'm sure had Hextall fooled. Now watch Robinson. He gets Hextall 20 feet out of the net. And Larry Robinson fakes the shot. That holds Hextall. And Ludwig, who started the rush, stayed in there long enough to tip it in.
Flipped into the corner, and here's Carbonneau going after it. Carbonneau gives it to Naslund on the other side. To Carbonneau again up the side of the net. He's centered. They score! Carbonneau centered it, and Nilan was there. It either hit him or Tocchet and got in. And all of a sudden, the Canadiens have a 3-goal lead.
You can see Marsh is stuck between two players, and it hit Tocchet and went in.
Philadelphia pressing for the greater part of what we've played of this period. They're in there again. Here's Mellanby getting set. Scores! Mellanby with a dandy shot to the far side. And starts away for Philadelphia. Carson with Sutter. Carson carries all the way, but he couldn't beat the Canadiens defenseman Ludwig, who pinned him on the board. Sutter is bumped off the puck. And Carson has been hurt. He was hit by Ludwig, and now he obviously has been injured.
Every line's confident that they can do just as well as the line before them defensively, and it's worked perfectly this period to date.
There's Carbonneau in checking back to the Philadelphia net, but I think he's going to get nailed with a penalty.
Double penalties, I think, Bob. Carbonneau and Hextall, if I'm not mistaken. Watch Hextall. He's trying to get in on this. There's the slash by Carbonneau. Here's Hextall. Look at Hextall.
And he wasn't even in the crease. And his big threat was he's going to slash at anybody in his crease. That time, the guy he wanted was behind the net.
I think he was interested in cutting down a red, white, and blue tree.
Waller gets it out. It's a break now for Lemieux alone. He's in. Scores!
Look out. We've got a gathering here. Everybody on the ice. Brown jabbing his stick into a group of Canadian players, and linesman Sweet Knox having quite a job on his hands now. Harry, you mentioned about tonight's hockey game. I saw the same thing during one of the Montreal-Quebec games. It was a good, solid hockey game until the final buzzer, and then you had this same kind of a scene. Well, maybe that rule where the teams have to go directly to the bench, the dressing room at the end of the period, should be extended to the end of the third period as well. It never is.
Well, they like to let those players run out and congratulate the goaltenders.
Dave Newell is saying now, we've had a quiet night. Fellas, please. This one is over.
Well, it looks like he's got it separated. And I think one thing you can say about the Montreal Canadiens tonight, Hayward did a job in goal. Playing 5 defensemen, the 5 guys knew they were going to play a lot, so they played within their ability range, knowing they're all going to play 28 to 35 minutes apiece, and there were no passengers on the Montreal ship this evening.
So the Canadiens win this one. Game 5, 5-2, setting up Game 6 of the 4. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage continues in a moment.